And now, please welcome the artists to the field of play for the compound mixed team bronze medal match.
Time to crank things up a little bit here as we move to the mixed team competition, and we've got the bronze medal match coming up first as Italy take on Malaysia.
On targets number 1, representing Italy, Elisa Ronan, Marco Bruno. On targets number 2, representing Malaysia, Fatih Nurfateha Matsari, Paul Juwaidi Mazuki. And the line judge for this match is Clement Cesar.
So there we have it, Italy lining up with Elisa Rona and Marco Bruno, Malaysia with Fatin Matsala and Mode Mazuki in the lineup. So a pair of athletes in each team, there's 4 arrows per end, and the speed just ramps up a tiny bit with the mixed team competition, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is going to be a fun match, I think. We have 2 top 4 finishers in this matchup, in Mazuki from Malaysia and Roner from Italy, so they'll be keen to get out here and get a taste of the finals field.
Bronze medal up for grabs, Malaysia starting this match up against Italy, and it's Fatin Matsala to get the match underway.
So far, just super nice, fluid shots to start off with.
We have 20 points on each end.
It's not a huge amount to say when both teams come out of the blocks and shoot perfect scores, but there is one thing to say in general terms. We've got an incredible season to look forward to. The quality so far here in Antalya in the compound competition has been incredible.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying it, and it's sometimes difficult to to not just sit and watch in awe, but also say something about it. So excuse me if I'm a bit silent sometimes. It just means that I'm taking it all in, but it's really cool to see how well rounded the compound circuit has gotten throughout the years.
Someone climbing up through the rankings is Elisa Rona here, 2023 Indoor World Series gold medalist, following her opponent Fatin Matsala outside the 10 for the first time in the match for Italy. Inside the final 5 seconds now.
4 seconds left on the clock, and he manages to put it right in the middle, and they match each other arrow for arrow in this end.
So it continues. The quality here is quite spectacular.
Yeah, it's really like you said before. There's not a lot to say when they're just shooting really well and nothing is really out of the ordinary. But yeah, I'm just enjoying the high level of archery here.
Do you think they're going to get to a point this season where they say, hey, listen, compounders, this is just a bit too easy, we're going to have to move that target back to 60 meters?
Well, there have been talks about that before, and I don't know where where the development is on that regard, but it is you can see that the level in the world is climbing. so much that yeah, you have to do something for it to stay exciting. But I think as of now, people are still shooting enough 9s and 8s to make it.
Yeah, and those really do make a difference, don't they? Elisa Rona shooting a 9 with her second arrow there. You can see the disappointment having shot a 10. But the quality is just quite spectacular. As you say, Chef, it's spreading. It's going across the world now. So we're seeing a lot of competition from a lot of different nations. Here, though, scores all tied 39 apiece between Italy and Malaysia. And it is Fatin Matsala up on the shooting line for end number 2.
So it's maybe fun to notice that she has a bright green string set. So in sunlight, that will become very bright in your eyes. So what she's done, she's taken a permanent marker and she's colored around her peep sight so that it's black and it doesn't reflect too much in her eyes. So I'm sure we're going to see that later on as Mazuki just skillfully puts his arrow back on his rest by biting the vein, it seems.
I don't think I've seen that ever before. It fell off the ledge at the end, very early in the draw. He just completed the draw and then very casually.
Yeah. I've seen it happen before in trainings. I've never seen it on a big stage like this.
So a 10 for Italy. What's Bruno going to pull from his utility belt here in Antalya?
He seems very calm and collected about everything. Doesn't get too jumpy or excited, or you can see the little black ring around her peep sight.
Perhaps a little bit of pressure there on Mazuki, but finishing things off with a 10. 2 10s from Rona and Bruno, and Italy will have the lead.
So it seems like they don't want to go into the third end with the lead. Bit tight in time, maybe. 2 seconds left and he manages to put it on the 10-liner.
So they've matched each other again. You kind of jokingly said perhaps no one wants to take the lead into this second end. Of course you were joking, you do want the lead, they always.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Bit of pressure again.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure, but also pressure in terms of time. But here you can see he pulled off the arrow from the rest, and then he puts it back on the rest by biting the vein and pulling it up rather than letting down and trying again. I guess the tactic is like, if I let down and it happens again, I might as well just fix it now rather than hoping for it to not happen again. But yeah, that's impressive.
Impressive. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before, but it seems to work for him. Malaysia shooting 239s to match Italy's 239s, and we're all square at the halfway stage. Do you have a feel at this stage of anyone showing anything more than the other two?
Not really. I think they're both like very similar in level, which tight score would indicate. But the only thing that really stands out a little bit is that Italy has been tight for time a little bit in both ends. So 4 seconds or 2 seconds in an end is not a lot of time left. So 2 relatively slow shooters compared to Malaysia, who has 2 relatively quick shooters and maybe have a bit less time pressure behind them.
So halfway through this mixed team bronze medal match, all square. Malaysia back up on the shooting line.
It's not a bad shot, just slightly to the left. But I think judging by how her left hand moved, she knew that there was going to be a bit left. So a little bit of a quicker shot, I feel, which maybe gives Bruno a little bit more time for his last arrow, which I think would be pleasant for him. Although taking quite a lot of time again by himself.
Yeah, so feel that score-wise for sure, mini advantage Italy, but we'll have to have a look at the clock. We switch back over to the Malaysian side of the shooting line.
I'm sure we'll hear the Italian coach count down again, so we know where we're at. Honestly, I'm really enjoying seeing Mazuki shoot. He has a lovely technique. Everything is very solid. No weird movements typically. Obviously, as I say that, he makes a weird movement, which is...
Commentator's curse,
yeah,
chef.
I guess that's what it is. Used to being on the other end of the spectrum.
Rono's had an impressive pre-season. Puts in another 10 here, and Marco Bruno, let's listen to the clock, but has a chance for Italy to sneak in the lead. Needs a 10.
So 10 seconds left. Yeah, he had a bit more time, and I feel like it shows, and you can see that there was less of a rush in his shot. But we're back at the well-known point of trailing by 1 point, but getting to start off in the last end. Malaysia has 1 point less than Italy, but they will have the advantage of starting the last end, so Italy has some pressure to close their match.
High quality match so far, so much so that it's worth noting that was the first perfect score from either team in an end, 40 for Italy to steal that 1 point lead. And like you say, this is now about the pressure switching from side to side. You start with the pressure with trailing by a single point if you're Malaysia, but if you put down a 10, then you really put some pressure on the other side.
Yeah, so what you would like to do in a situation like this is to make your opponent shoot a 10 to win the match, or at least get as close to that as possible. So yeah, obviously it sounds like it's a tactic, but like I said before, there is really no tactic in archery. You just need to hit the middle
more often than your opponent hits. You need to hit close to the middle more often than your opponent does. Malaysia just trailing by a single point. Will shoot first, and it's Fatih Matsala who'll be up for Malaysia first, and then Mode Mazuki shooting second. Couple of big arrows coming up now.
We get a nice view of that blacked out string around the peep sight now. So it's just to prevent glare from getting in her eyes, which in a place like this, in Antalya, where the sun is always very out there, might help a little bit. So that was a bit of a longer shot for his timing so far, but he didn't seem too concerned about it. It seems like his technique allows for him to stand a bit longer because there is very little muscle tension involved, and it's all, bone structure.
Well, Malaysians did their job with 2 10s, and already the pressure has shown. A 9 from Rona, her first 9 of the match with the first arrow. So just 2 arrows per team left, and we're back to a tied up score. Huge arrow here for Mode Mizuki. How much time have they got left?
I think plenty, judging by how fast his teammate shoots.
Well, a first perfect from Malaysia couldn't have come at a better time. The pressure has indeed switched over to the Italians. They led by 1 coming into this. They dropped that single point and now require 2 10s to force this one into a shoot-off.
It's very close, but I think it hits the line.
Marked as a 9 for a measure. That's going to be critical, but only if Bruno puts it into the 10 here. Bags and bags of time for Bruno at the end there. So provisionally a 156 for Italy, but that third arrow, Rona's second of that rotation, in the 9 for a measure. Gut feeling?
I think it hits the line, but yeah, I don't want to say it hits the line because obviously I'm judging it from a distance. And I'm sure the judge has a way better view than I do, but I mean, skillfully hiding it behind another arrow. Yeah, it's for sure a 10, yeah.
There you go, marked up for a measure, and there is nothing between these two teams. 157 plays a 157. Pretty high scoring from both teams, and now we go into a shoot-off, Chef. First one of the season.
Yeah.
Tell us how this is going to work.
So both teams will shoot 1 arrow each team member, and I think it's going to go in a way that the first team shoots the first arrow, then the other team shoots their first arrow, then the first team shoots their second arrow, and then the other team shoots their second arrow. Highest score wins. If they have a tight score, the closest arrow to the center will determine the winner.
So as you can see, 50 meters down the range, they're replacing the targets for that very reason. Don't want any other holes in the target, so if we do need to go to a measure, it's very simple because there are only 2 arrows in each target. Now, the thing here is we've got basically a mini end. 1 arrow per archer per team, so 2 each. Maximum score, if I'm right, is 20.
Correct, yes.
So that's what both teams would be looking for. But in this high quality match, it wouldn't be too much of a surprise if we end up having to go for a measure in this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that they have shot mostly 10s. So if they manage to shoot 2 10s, both of the teams, or even a 10 and a 9, for instance, then they will have to go to a measure, as you say. And yeah, the closest arrow to center wins in that case.
We'll take a look back over Elisa Rona.
Or should we say Robin? To her Batman.
Very good. Sorry, it just took me a while to catch up with you there. Marco Bruno sporting the Batman hat. Surely she would be Batgirl or Batwoman.
Yeah, maybe. In any case, we're ready to go for our shoot-off.
So, which duo? They're going to claim the bronze medal here. Compound mixed team bronze medal match between Malaysia and Italy, all tied up after our regulation ends. So we go into a shoot-off. So, into the X ring.
Yeah, so not only accounting for 10 points, but also very close to the center, which might come in handy later.
Serious pressure on the Italians now. So, an opportunity for Mode Mizuki to put this one in the bag. All he has to do is hit a 10, and Italy can't match up to them.
So what Bruno needs to do now, if he wants to win this match, is not only shoot a 10, but he needs to shoot an X that is closer to the center than Malaysia's X.
Simple. Time running out. 5 seconds left. Oh, just down to 2, and that's what that time pressure can do. A high left 9, and it is Malaysia who have taken the bronze medal here in Antalya in a quite spectacular match, a really, really high quality match.